And joining me now is one of the courtroom artists documenting the trial, Jane Rosenberg. Jane, welcome. It's extraordinary to get to talk to you about this. I know you've been a courtroom artist for over 4 decades, and you've been present at many infamous trials, including John Lennon's murder, Boston Marathon bombing, Bernie Madoff. That's just a few of them. I know you've sketched Donald Trump before. Your rendering of him last year during his arraignment in the case, that went viral. But I'm guessing this must be among your biggest assignments ever. So talk about the pressure to document this trial. Are there unique challenges working on a historic case? Because this is a courtroom that's also cramped with security personnel, right?
Absolutely. More cramped than ever. I can barely see Trump. They have 2 large court officers standing in the front of the room, blocking my view. And I look through a sliver sometimes to see them. And I'm leaning a lot to see around them, but it's really hard to get the view I need. If they would just, if even just one of them would go away and I had only one to look around, I'd get a much better view. But I do the best I can. It's not easy. And the pressure on me is tremendous. I mean, I'm supplying images to the world for the public. I'm a public servant here. And it's really hard. I do the best I can. It's not always great, but I'm still trying.
Well, it's not maybe great by your standards, given that you are an artist, but the reality is it's what we all have to go on. I'm curious what goes into making a strong courtroom sketch. What are the kinds of details that you look for? What are you trying to capture? And has it been challenging to draw Donald Trump?
Well, Donald Trump is actually fun to draw when I can see him. He's got a lot of character in his face and a lot of expression. I love my crazy hair and the bushy eyebrows. So he is actually fun to draw. What do I look for? I look for whatever is happening in front of me. I can't just make up something. I have to see. I look at Trump to see if he has his eyes open. He often comes in the morning and sits down and closes his eyes. I don't know if he's meditating, sleeping, praying. I don't know what he's doing, but his eyes are closed for much of the day. That's pretty frequent. And, you know, I'll watch to see if he speaks to his lawyers or if he looks at the defendant like Stormy Daniels when she walks in. I want to see what he's doing. So I'm trying my best to see him. That's the first thing. I know I have to try to draw him.
Yeah. Have you had any interactions with him during the trial or in any of previous proceedings that you've documented? And if so, what were they like? Has he ever given you feedback about your depictions of him?
Well, he once leaned over me and another artist and said, I have to lose some weight during the Trump civil fraud trial. And he said, amazing. And he says hello to me sometimes. He does know who I am because he's seen me in all the cases in Washington, D.C., in Florida. He sees me in the jury box. He knows who I am. He says hello sometimes as he walks into the courtroom. He'll mouth hello, or he'll nod at me. Sometimes if I'm in the jury box, it depends. Not every day. So there's that sleeping sketch.
Yeah, no, we see it.
His eyes are closed. That's what happens a lot.
Yeah, it does happen a lot.
Keeps them closed a lot of the day.
Really? Give me a percentage. Give me a percentage, like 50% of the time, or
some days. There were days I felt it was 50%.
Wow.
You know, and there are days when he always has at least 30% closed.
Wow.
That's not mine.
Okay. Speaking of him knowing you, others do too, because you say that you've received some strange emails from Trump supporters who don't like your depictions of him. Can you share some of what those emails have said? Are you at all concerned, Jane, about your safety?
A little. I am concerned. I think some of them are really off the deep end. Some of them, like, I don't even try to decipher it. I got a very weird one recently, and I don't know what he's talking about, but it's a little threatening, but I think I'll be okay. Some friends said I should report that to the FBI, but I don't want to deal with that. And I mean, the majority of my emails are positive, that they actually like my sketches. They show a lot of feeling, they say, and capture the energy. That's what I've been getting, a lot of positive, but I do get some very strange negatives.
Yeah. Well, I'll say that we all very much appreciate the work you're doing because you're bringing us something that we otherwise wouldn't have access to. So your talent is admired and your efforts appreciated, as well as this conversation. Jane Rosenberg, thank you so much for joining me.